What is going on, fight fans? So I have to do the recap. I have to give my thoughts. And I was going to do this video yesterday, but I felt that I needed a little bit more time to process it. Did I change my mind on how I felt? Well, let's dive into it. This is Edward, and you're watching Boxing Fanatico. All right, so here we are. The third fighter announcement, and whoever saw the live that I did, and boy was it crazy. We had over 1,800 concurrent viewers, which means all at the same time, and we've totaled over 16,000 views in that video. So thank you very much. It was incredibly successful. It was fun. It's like we were all hanging out, just chatting with each other, asking each other questions, and seeing everything at the same time. And I just love that experience. But I did change my mind on what it was, but not what you guys think. It's not what you guys think. I am still, after processing everything, still underwhelmed with what we saw. And I'm going to explain why. But at the same time, I am by no means disappointed at the game, at the reveal. No, just underwhelmed. A lot of people, especially those who want to see this game fail, want to latch on to any little piece of string or thread that they can. Oh, well, you see, that wasn't a good, fighter announcement show. Therefore, the game's trash, right? The game's good, not good. No, that's not what we're doing here. You cannot look at everything for what this game is in a vacuum. This game is not in a vacuum. It's not as good as his last fighter reveal show. This game has shown us footwork, mechanics, a physics system that's realistic with arm and glove physics. It will have a clinch system. We haven't seen that yet, but they said that this is what's going to be on there. You can fight off the back foot. You can fight pushing forward. That creates different types of animations, different types of punches. I can go on. I can go on and on and on how varied this game is and how close to simulation this game is probably going to be when it releases. The game as a whole, phenomenal. And I'm still super hyped for the game. I am not crucifying the game because of a fighter reveal show. That makes absolutely no sense. And by the way, I love these fighter reveal shows. They're amazing. But to me, that was never the make or break. You could go back to my videos back in August of last year. And to me, I was like, we just want a boxing game. We're realistic boxing mechanics. I don't even care if all of these fighters aren't real. If the boxing mechanic is real, I'll just create myself and I'll go play the game. That was my sentiment. Having the fighters is an amazing icing on the cake, but it is not the cake. So fighter reveals are awesome and fantastic, but they're not a make or break for me at all. So if I'm underwhelmed by what I saw, I'm simply underwhelmed by what I saw. I am not in any way, shape, or form underwhelmed by the game itself. So I needed to clear that up because a lot of people were literally like, oh, this is it. This is the time where Edward is showing he doesn't really like the game. No. You guys are doing a leap, jump, and a simultaneous front flip, back flip, mental gymnastic to try to weasel your way into a position where I don't like the game that much. That is 100% not the case at all. But I'm going to say this. And I've seen videos on people who talked about it. For example, King Juice made a video and I watched his video. And I 100% respect everything he said in that video. 100%. And I didn't take anything as an attack or anything. I took all of it as constructive. But I do want to say this one thing when it comes to these fighter reveal shows. There was somewhat of a line drawn in the sand in terms of legend reveals and current fighters. We had a legend reveal kind of festival in terms of when they were doing the daily legend reveals for 6 days straight, and they revealed amazing legends. My favorite fighter of all time, Sugar Ray Robinson, was one of them, which was the first legend reveal, which floored me. So that line was kind of made in the sand in terms of, here's some legends, here's the legend focus stuff. Now let's go to the current fighter stuff. Because even then, after they did that, they said, hey, look, we got a long list of current fighters that we're going to talk about. So current fighters are coming up soon. So we're like, oh man, when's these current fighters coming? And then it was like, oh, current fighters going to drop with this fighter announcement. That's what was said. Or actually, no, there was a countdown, and then they were like, oh, this is the current, like within 30 minutes of the show that they started to say this is where they're going to be announcing the current fighters. So our minds have already shifted. We got some legends, cool. Now we got current fighters. The first show punched me in the face and the gut because they started it off with Terrence Crawford and Caleb Plant. That was just the smartest thing they can do, because when they did that, it set the stage for what we could expect. It let us know that there was no limitation to what they can do in terms of fighter acquisition. We got that. And everything was fine. It was great. The first show was great. Second show, also very good. We got some recent fighters like Maidana. We got Lomachenko, which is a huge grab. We ended up getting all these people that were current. And we also got legends. And we got legends in the first fighter announcement too. But I was always happy to get the legends. But in my head, I was never thinking this is a legends thing. I thought it felt to me as if, okay, well, the legends are, add-ons. Like here's a little extra gift. We're throwing some legends, but this is really a current fighter announcement show. But here's some legends. Ain't nobody gonna be mad at that. You give me Terrence Crawford, Caleb Plant, and then you throw in Boom Boom Mancini. Thank you. I want that. Perfect. But here's where they messed up. They made it seem like these shows were current fighter shows. And they said, well, if you love those, and we know what the premise of these were, current fighters. They were current fighters. If you love those, this one's gonna blow that one out of the water. And just to not say it in so many words, basically, this is the biggest, best, baddest one, right? What was expected was for this fighter show to top the others, with a premise of current fighters. Had they said, listen, the next fighter announcement show is a Legends fighter announcement show, and remove any current fighters from it, because I think maybe with the exception of Bivol, there wasn't anything in terms of current fighters that were super spectacular. Fundora was great. But they could have taken him out and put him in the fourth fighter announcement show, and we're gonna talk about that. They could have taken him out and put him there. They could have just saved them for later, and just make this Legends fighter announcement. If they would have said, "Hey guys, the next fighter announcement show is a Legends fighter announcement show," guess what? Sugar Ray Leonard, Riddick Bowe, Larry Holmes, Jake LaMotta, and to top it all off, we're going to hit you with Muhammad Ali. Everyone's minds would have been blown. Everyone's minds would have been blown. We would have went into the expectation that, hey, look, this is Legends. This is another Legends review. This is the Legends version of the fighter announcement show, Legends edition. And we would have gotten Jake LaMotta, Riddick Bowe, Larry Holmes, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Muhammad Ali, Julio Cesar Chavez, Hector Macho Camacho Sr. Bro, it would have blown everyone out the water. If you top it off with Muhammad Ali the same way he topped it off in the third fighter announcement show, but this time with us going in knowing that this is a Legends show, it would have killed it. But we went into it thinking it's a current fighter announcement show with Legends as like icing on the cake, not as the main attraction. I'm going to be very honest. When they announced Sugar Ray Leonard, I was happy, but I also expected him because if you remember the first fighter announcement show, I believe it was Josh Taylor. He said Sugar Ray Leonard. I love when I play against Sugar Ray Leonard. So he said Sugar Ray Leonard. So that was kind of revealed right there. He already told us that Sugar Ray Leonard was in the game. So I wasn't surprised by it, but I was happy that it was confirmed because he could say it and we don't know for sure, but it was already in the back of my head that he was going to be confirmed. Muhammad Ali has been rumored since the Alpha Movement trailer that he was going to be in it with constant pictures of Muhammad Ali everywhere. So I already expected those guys to be there, but I still would have been hyped if they would have said that this was a Legends reveal show. So you have to couple the fact that I expected those fighters to be in there. It wasn't really a current fighter reveal. It had 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 current fighter reveals. It also had Katie Taylor. We can't forget about that, but still, it's not enough to elevate this to make it biggest, baddest, and best. It's just not. And I'm being very, very honest in that front. But my mind has changed in this aspect right here. Because it's been discovered from that show that this is not the final fighter announcement show. Todd Grisham said himself, more announcements to come. Therefore, I'm expecting another fighter announcement show, a 4th one. Todd Grisham said in a podcast, we're going to do one final one. But I think he said it and things weren't locked in and we didn't get everything perfect. And, you know, he said that and everyone ran with it as being the final one. I'm happy that this isn't the final one. And this definitely should not be the final one. But I implore you guys, if you're going to do a fighter announcement show, please be very clear. Is it a current fighter announcement show or is it a Legends fighter announcement show? If you tell us it's Legends, we go in there knowing it's Legends, we're happy with the Legends. These Legends were amazing, but tell us that they were Legends, but tell us that this is a Legends edition so that we're not waiting for these current fighters and not seeing them pop up. You get what I'm saying? That's the underwhelming thing. The prediction, I watched King Juice video and he was like, hey, it's the predictions that did it. No, it's not really the predictions. Like, all respect to King Juice, but it's the predictions manifested from the premise that was set from all of the previous fighter announcement shows, from the line in the sand that was drawn from the Legends revealed that was done on social media to current fighters will be announced as well coming up, and here's the first show, here's the second show, and here's the third show. It's from the premise that was set by everyone. Everyone set up that premise. This show to me almost feels as if they just had to put something out and they couldn't wait for all the contracts to be signed and everything to be done. But they had to put something out. They just had to put something out. And they decided they probably had these Legends already acquired and they decided, okay, well, we'll drop these Legends and, people will be happy because they're Legends. I'm happy. I want those Legends. But for a spectacle of a fighter announcement show, from what we've experienced already, it just didn't hit like the other ones. It just simply didn't do that. But like I said, because of the fact that it is not the final one, in terms of like how down I felt during that time and the underwhelming feeling, I still felt underwhelmed by that announcement show, but I'm no longer down on the fighter reveal kind of spectacle because we're going to get another one. And I'm hoping that they are going to reveal current fighters. Am I going to do predictions? I don't know, because now it's become a toss-up. Now you have to factor in, are Legends going to be revealed? Is it going to be a primarily Legends thing? Is it going to be a current fighter thing? I thought these shows were designed for current fighters. I did not think that they also were designed for Legends. So I don't know. It's such a toss-up. It's probably best not to even do a prediction, if I'm being honest. Also, to King Juice's credit, I felt like, yeah, the predictions added fuel to the fire. I do not think that the predictions were the fire. I think they just added fuel to the fire. So that's my feeling on the fighter announcement show. We also didn't get any video game clips, which, come on, guys, they did that on the first one, and it's like they're so scared to do it now because of what happened previously when people were critiquing it. That they're not doing it at all anymore. But it's a nice touch, you know. It's a nice little touch to see. I mean, the other one had them playing it. You can see that on the screen. It was so much content. The first one was so chock full of things that it was pretty entertaining. Even if there were flaws in it, it was still entertaining to me. But I digress. Just letting you guys know, for those who think, here it is, this is the thing that's going to kill the game, you are ridiculous. You are doing some insane mental gymnastics to try to get to a point where you just, for some reason, just hate on the game. You just don't want the game to succeed, and you're grabbing to any straw possible. Either you don't want it to succeed because you're maybe a hardcore MMA fan and you don't really like boxing, so you don't want it to succeed, or you are a hardcore Fight Night player and you don't want this game to come out because you know it's going to migrate people over to this game, or you just don't want this game to do good for whatever reason. I don't know what it is, but stop grabbing at straws. This game is not going to live or die by a fighter reveal show. Everything this game has shown us has shown that this game is the next generation of combat sports gaming. And I cannot wait till it comes out this summer for early access. All right, guys, that's it. Please do not forget, tonight I will be doing a live YouTube stream, Fight Companion, which means I'm basically watching the fight and commentating on the fight and chatting with you guys and hanging out. We're going to have super fun on the Canelo versus Billy Joe Saunders fight. I cannot wait. It will be tonight. I will be live. So please check that out. Hit that subscribe button so you can get the notification. And yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. I want to see. I'm testing the waters on this. I want to see if you guys love it, if you guys enjoy it, if you guys want to hang out and talk about it while we watch the fight. That's all I got for today, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.